Hi, it's Wendy. I am excited. I have a great project for you today. It's called the Wedgling Scarf. It's available on my Etsy store if you would like to buy the pattern for just a few dollars. Otherwise, you can just follow along with this video and you'll be able to do it that way too. The Wedgling Scarf is designed to be made with one skein of fingering weight yarn, and I've got this lovely hand-dyed yarn called Minty. It's a fingering weight merino and mulberry silk yarn, 380 yards per skein, and it's just beautifully soft. So I'm looking forward to using that for this scarf. But you can use any kind of fingering weight yarn of about 350 to 400 yards for this scarf. This pattern does come with a chart. If you've never used a chart before, don't worry, I'm going to walk you through it step by step. It might look intimidating, but once you learn how to read the symbols, it's a really great way to crochet, and I actually prefer it to written instructions. So I'm going to show you how to read this chart and to turn it into a beautiful scarf. So the symbols are on the front page of the pattern. We've got our chain stitch, our double crochet, and our double crochet 2 together. That's all you need for this pattern. So we're going to start here in the middle with a chain 5. It starts like a granny square. So we're going to make a chain 5 circle, then a chain 3 for a double crochet, continue around in a counterclockwise manner until we get back to the beginning. Then we'll slip stitch over to the corner, chain 3, and do row 2 across. Then we're going to turn and start working back and forth. Chain 3, go across to this side, another turning chain of chain 3, and so on, to make a scarf that's pointed on both ends. It's a fairly narrow scarf. I'm going to do this in a fingering weight yarn with a 3.5 millimeter hook, but you could do it in a worsted weight or a number 4 yarn with a 5 millimeter hook, and it would work just fine. You would just get a larger scarf out of it. So right here in the center of the chart, that's where we start. So make a slip stitch to begin with, or a starting loop. If you can make a granny square, you can make this scarf. You'll be so impressed and get so many compliments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains, join with a slip stitch to make a ring. Round 1. This is the right side. We're going to chain 3, which acts like a double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Then in the ring, work 2 more double crochets. Chain 3 and 3 double crochets 3 times. So just like the beginning of a granny square with 4 3 double crochet groups and 3 chains between each of those to form the corners. 1, 2, 3 chains. going to join it with a slip stitch to the starting one after we do our 3 chains. Okay, so let's compare that to our picture here. Okay, so on the chart, I did my 5 chains. I chained 3 and I went around this way with 2 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, 3 double crochets, 3 chains, and again 3 chains, and ended up right here. Now I'm going to slip stitch over to the corner and do 3 chains and a double crochet. So that's row 2. So on the instructions, the end of round 1 says to slip stitch across, and then you start row 2. So chain 3, double crochet into the first double crochet below, continuing around, chain 1, skip the middle double crochet, double crochet in the next one. So on our chart, right, we did this one. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet in the third one, 2 in the corner, 3 chains, and 2 more in the corner. And then 1 in the first double crochet of this group, right here, a chain, and 1 in the third double crochet, and 1 in the corner. When I get to the corner, I'm actually going to double crochet into the second chain of that corner to make it match up with the other side. Now we're going to start working back and forth. So I'm going to do a turning chain of 3 and go on to the next row, which is row 3. Now you can tell whether you're going this way or this way because you're always starting with the 3 chains. So we're going to do 3 chains here, a double in each stitch until we get to the last double crochet, and then 2 more in the corner. So that's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 chains, and then 8 more down the other side, putting the last one in the top of the chain 3 from the previous row. So on your pattern, if you're reading the written version, that's row 3. So chain 3, which counts as the first double crochet, and turn. Double crochet in the first one below, double crochet in the chain 1 space, double crochet in the next 3, 2 in the corner, 3 chains, 2 more in the corner, and 6 more down this side for a total of 8. So 1 in each stitch. Three double crochets, 1 in the middle, on that chain 1 space, 1 on the last double crochet, and 1 in our turning chain. So from now on, this row and the following rows, we turn every row. So 3 chains, we're on row 4, we're going to turn. I've just done these 3 chains. Move this down a little bit. And now we're going to be skipping. So a double crochet, a chain 1, a double crochet, a chain 1, a double crochet, a chain 1, and 3 double crochets. 1 in the double crochet here and 2 in the corner. And then the reverse going down the other side. So that's row 4. So a double crochet in this second double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, go to the next one, chain 1, skip 1, go to the next one, and chain 1. So you see I did 3 chain 1s there, and now there's 3 in a row. 1 in this last one before the corner, and 2 in the corner, 1, 2, 3 to go around the corner, 2 more, and 1 to make a group of 3, chain 1, skip 1, go into the next one, chain 1, skip 1, go into the next one, and again. So I'm down to this one right here, and then 1 more at the end in the turning chain. And that's really all you need to know to do this pattern successfully. So for the next one, we're going to chain 3 and turn, do a double crochet in each of the stitches until we get to the corner, 2 in the corner, chain 3, 2 in the corner, and 1 in each until we get back to the beginning. And I'll join you when we get to that point. So I've completed up to row 5. Rows 6 and 7 are just like row 4 and 5, except that they're longer. Whereas here we had 3 chains, double crochet chain, double crochet chain. Here there's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And in row 7, we're going to have a total of 16 double crochets on either side of the chain 3 in the middle. So I will come back when we get to row 8 because that changes a little bit. So I reprinted my chart because I figured out how to put numbers on it. So when you purchase the pattern, it will be numbered like this. We are coming up to row 8 now. 8 and 9 are kind of transition rows. that get us into the straight portion of the scarf, and then 10 and 11 repeat as a 2-row repeat after that until basically you run out of yarn, and that's how long your scarf is. So again, if the chart is not your thing, that is just fine. I have fully written out instructions as well. I encourage you to try the chart, and if it doesn't make sense, go over to the instructions, and that will help you to decipher what this is about. So for row 8, similarly to row 6, we're going to start with a chain 3 and then 2 double crochets, a double crochet, a chain for 6 of those spaces, and then the reverse down the other side. But at the end, we're going to put 2 stitches together. This is the symbol for double crochet 2 together. So chain 3, which I've already done, to turn, skipping the second stitch, the second double crochet. I'm going to double crochet in the next one, and then double crochet chain 1 6 times, skipping where I've put the chain stitch. I encourage you to try this one. The stitches are fairly simple. It's also fairly repetitive, so not hard to sit in front of the TV once you get to row 10 and 11 and you're just doing the repeats. It's not a heavy scarf, it's more of a decorative look that you would put over a blouse, just as something pretty around your neck. Okay, coming up to the end of row 8 here, I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 spaces. And then I'm going to do a double crochet 2 together from the 3rd stitch in and the turning chain. So to do that, I start a double crochet, yarn over, pull through 3 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and I leave the last 2 for now. Yarn over, go into the turning chain, pull through 2, so I've got 2 double crochets halfway finished and 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 3. So that turns 2 double crochets into 1. For row 9, 3 chains, and turn, skip the next double crochet, and double crochet in the next 14. So not this first one, not this second one, but into the space with the chain stitch. And then in the last chain 1 space and the last double crochet from the row below, I'm going to do a double crochet 2 together, and I'm going to ignore the turning chain. So going forward, the turning chain and the first double crochet work as a pair, and the 2 double crochets together work as a pair. So it makes the pattern look a little bit offset, like there's one more stitch on this side with the chain 3, but it just works out and makes a smoother side. So in the last chain 1 space, do the first half of a double crochet, in the last double crochet, do another half, and then put them together, ignoring the chain 1. So that gets us through row 9. And like I said, rows 10 and 11 form the repeat. So once we do those two, you'll just continue with those two until you have a scarf that's long enough, or you run out of yarn if you want to use it all up. So it's pretty straightforward from there. So let's do rows 10 and 11, and then you can carry on from there. So chain 3 for row 10, turn, 2 double crochets after skipping this double crochet. So my chain 3 is in the double crochet 2 together. I'm going to skip the next one and go into the next one, and then double crochet, chain 1 6 times, skipping 1 for each of the spaces. Two double crochets, 3 chains, and 2 double crochets at the top. So coming up to the end of row 10, I've got my 6 spaces, and I'm going to double crochet 2 together in the next double crochet and the last double crochet in that row, again ignoring the chain 3. For row 11, chain 3, turn, skip the next double crochet. So the first one of course goes with the chain 3, skip the next one. Our first double crochet is in that chain 1 space, and in the next 13 after that. Two more in the corner at the top to make a total of 16 plus the chain 3. Chain 3 at the top, and do the reverse down the other side. And on this side we will have 15 double crochets plus the double crochet 2 together. So the double crochet 2 together goes in the last chain 1 space and the last double crochet. And there you have it. That's all there is to it. Just continue with rows 10 and 11 going forward. And I will come back when I finish the whole scarf and let you know what it looks like. I hope you're enjoying this project. So here's the Wedgling scarf all done. I'm still debating whether I wish to add tassels to it, or maybe a fringe, or maybe even some beaded fringe. There's a lot of possibilities with this. So I hope you've enjoyed this project. Like and subscribe. Let me know if you made it for yourself, and I will see you on the next one. Have a super day.